Let's check out this StarTech server rack. It's a 2-post, 12-unit rack that's 12 inches deep. I was a bit worried when it arrived because the box wasn't in the greatest shape, but after I opened it up, I think they did a pretty good job packaging it. The front faces of all the pieces are kept away from the edges of the box. I couldn't find a dent or scratch on it. The metal is surprisingly thick at about 2.5 millimeters. The product info says the metal is 2 millimeters, so maybe the extra thickness is coming from the paint. It's pretty heavy at about 20 pounds. The manual states that it can hold up to 196 pounds when it's loaded up with gear. It comes with a good amount of cage nuts, screws, and plastic washers. Definitely enough to fill this thing up with a bunch of equipment. The assembly is pretty minimal with the included screws and threaded holes on the vertical posts. I've been looking for a shallow depth wall mountable rack like this for a while. I want to mount it on the panel board where my circuit breaker box is, but I didn't want something that was going to stick out super far. The 12-inch depth of this rack is perfect for what I want to do, but just be aware that not all rack mountable gear will fit on a rack that is this shallow. Definitely check your measurements before buying. Everything went together really easily. The hardest part for me was keeping it in the camera frame since this is somewhat of a large item. Now that I have it together, you can get the full effect. I know I said it already, but man, this thing is really beefy. Maybe the bar is just really low these days, but I think they did a really nice job on this one. Most of the metal has been bent to shape, and there are only a few welds that join the edges that come together. Okay, I'm going to test fit everything now at my workbench before mounting the rack to the wall. It will be extra work to take everything out to mount it, but I'm okay with that. I definitely want my patch panel at the top with the PoE network switch below it. This one happens to be a rack-mounted switch, but I have another one that I'll also be putting on a shelf. I picked up a few different size shelves. This bottom one is 10 inches deep. These cage nuts really make things easy. Pro tip, insert them from the backside so you screw your gear through the post and into the nut. This top shelf has a depth of 8 inches. Now that I have that on there, I'll throw on another shelf that's 6 inches deep. I actually have 2 of these, but I'm not sure if I'll need both yet. Alright, that's looking pretty good. So here it is on my panel board. I'm halfway through getting it mounted. I'm using 5/16 lag bolts that are 2 inches long. Okay, I have it mounted and set up with my gear now. My situation is a little unique in that I already had a desktop UPS mounted to the panel board. Those 6-inch deep shelves came in handy to avoid wasted space in front of the UPS. One day I'll probably switch to a rack-mounted UPS, but this one will do for now. I also made sure that my Synology NAS would fit on the 10-inch deep bottom shelf. This rack is rock solid. Overall, I'm really happy with how this turned out. I hope you found this useful, and I'll catch you in the next one.